Hello, it's so beautiful, great to see you again with the dose of daily dose. Okay. So today, I would like to discuss solopreneurship, meaning being just solely on your own, doing everything, starting the business, marketing the business, creating your brand, basically just being just really you without anyone. And so I've been thinking quite a lot about this topic in the past and nowadays as well, because there are certain people who call themselves entrepreneurs, but they're just on their own. So they're solopreneurs. And the differentiation here is in a way that the entrepreneur actually has colleagues, employees, the people who he or she just delegates the work to, and by that scale in a way that it's beyond just being on your own. So let's just be clear on that. And if you are someone who is kind of in the middle or deciding in which direction you want to go, just try both, right? And then you will see the results. And today I would like to share a little bit of my experience on this topic. So back in the times when I was a little younger, before being married and stuff, I was hooked by all the entrepreneurs out there on Instagram and YouTube who were praising, we need to delegate, you need to get employees and that, right? So I had this little media company where we were making commercial photographs and videos. It was really little, but we had customers. It was quite nice actually. And while I was on this, I was actually the person who was in charge of the sales and then marketing, but the actual work was done by my friends. Yeah, they were my friends, but as well, like colleagues in terms of the workplace. And I was not in charge of the output or the quality of that in a way, right? Because that was all solely delegated to those colleagues. Let's call them colleagues, even though they were really good friends. And now they're still, hopefully. And there was one time when I had so much on me that I was not able to kind of, control the output and the delivery to the clients. And so the quality just gradually, got down. I was really good in sales and, going to all those meetings, but essentially the output was not on me. And so that business kind of failed because of me. I was not able to manage the people and was not able to somehow make sure that the delivery would be in a quality that it would be, sufficient for the clients to pay for. And so I still remember that moment when the fail really like fell on me, when I realized, oh my God, I just really, as they say, fucked up. And so from the experience, I was like, okay, this is not probably the way I want to go. And so nowadays I switched to more being on my own. And even though it takes a lot of time, that's a big downside. And we shall talk about downsides and is there an upsides? Yeah, probably, of being solopreneur. And so one of it was definitely, and let's just dive right into it, why not? It's definitely the element of not being able to really scale. So as you're doing everything and a bit of everything, of course, that takes time. And so you don't really move that fast. So that's definitely one of the downsides. And you are kind of focused on a lot of things at the same time, and sometimes there are things that you are not really as good, but you still need to do them. And so let's just be more concrete. I am really now in the process of creation of the book, and there are so many things that I don't really know about the laws, and so I just need to learn all of that by my own and then apply that, right? And if I would be having someone who is already in, let's say, the book creating business and has certain knowledge about it, then it would be easier to have someone like that, and by cooperating with them, saving actually time, right? So definitely you kind of have less time. Then there is a problem of I think not many people talk about that, but it's the loneliness. It's great to not really have anyone, talking and giving you feedback, because you just move quickly because of that. But it actually really gets lonely, and sometimes you're just on your own and you don't have anything to discuss, or you don't have anyone to discuss the problems, the issues, your thoughts. And I think that can be actually quite helpful if you have ideas, let's say, to have someone who would just mirror your ideas. And so that's definitely a downside, being alone. And now let's move to the positive, the other side of the coin. The great thing about being on your own is definitely the fact that you don't need to manage people. It's just such a weight that is then on you, right? Like, directing the people, making sure that they actually have some work, make sure that they do it in a way that you expect, making sure that they act as you would when they are on the meeting with a client, right? So that was really a hard part for me, let's say, when I was, on all those meetings, and then having, let's say, that person who was in charge of the creation, and, they just behaved differently, or they were answering the questions in a way that was not aligned really with the brand or with the way I wanted our company to present, right? To look. So that was something that I really struggled a lot with. So managing people is definitely something that is just off the table. And the another thing about that is, of course, you are the one who is responsible, meaning that whatever you produce represents, of course, you and your little solopreneur company, but at the same time, you are like in full charge of the outcome. So you are 100% responsible for the outcome. If you do it the right way, then you know that you did that. And if you screw up, you also know that. And so there's no pointing fingers. So that's definitely easy as well. And as you are alone, the changes are definitely faster. Let's say if you are producing some sort of graphics or I don't know, whatever, then it's of course easier to do it by yourself straight away if you see something that needs to be fixed, rather than telling your colleague to do that, because of course they would not do it immediately, maybe, right? Or sometimes might not. And the last part that I have written here is, of course, the fact that you are sort of taking all the profit, which is also nice, right? Of course, you can't really scale with, just being you, but in a way, you don't need to cut the profit that comes in. So, I'm sorry just to pour that all on you, but this is just my view on this sort of solopreneur thingy. And which one is then right for you? Which one should you choose? Of course, in terms of being a solo entrepreneur, it's solo entrepreneur. It's the wrong way to use it now. After we just defined it all the terms. And sorry, just gonna have a quick so should it be a compromise? Should you have like a small team and then outsource or delegate things that you are not good at and then just focus on your things? Or should you really be the entrepreneur and just be in charge on the top and then just delegate everything? And this has been really on my mind quite a lot, because if you really want to follow the entrepreneurs out there, they really preach the delegation and they talk about it quite a lot. Of course, it allowed them to scale into like humongous money, but we've seen also a huge wave of YouTube creators who actually went and scaled down, like Mattia Vela, right? One of the really nice guys there. And yeah, they just disposed the whole team, and then just decided to get back on their own. And both are definitely having something. And for me right now, I think, now I'm giving you just smile, just a smile and mine sort of be on this. I think in the very early stages, I think it's great to be on your own, because you don't have this overhead, right? Like meaning that in terms of, let's say, the money that you have to pay the others, as well as time-consuming managing of the people. But I'm not saying that I won't at some point, be at this position where I would be able to, let's say, delegate or have some colleagues. But for now, I think it's really, really important to get the touch on all the things that actually needs to be done before you can outsource. So I feel that you kind of need to learn the whole process, get to know all the parts. So if we, let's say, take the book project, I need to figure out how we will pack, right? And then this whole delivery thingy, as well as the marketing and branding. I think I would love to go through all those little things, the departments, let's say, of the whole business, and then later on try maybe to find someone. But usually I think it's really far from that. Of course, you will hear a lot on the delegating thing, because sometimes the time that you actually spend on something might outgrow the potential money that you would just pay to someone else to do that for you, right? So you would just pay them to get the job way quicker done than you would do it yourself, and by you doing that, it just gets really expensive. But still, I think I won't go the entrepreneur, but rather solopreneur journey. Interesting, right? Interesting. So thank you so much for joining for today's little discussion on this whole thingy. I would be really curious of what is your opinion, if you can share maybe your experiences along the journey of being a something ship. And I will gladly see you in the next videos soon, hopefully. And by the time, please take care, and I'll see you soon. Ciao.